Better Call Saul Season 6 Episode 7 Theories and Predictions Explained. Episode 6 concluded with the preview to Episode 7, and it gave us a slight insight into what could happen. So I thought I'd give my theories and predictions about what we could see in next week's episode. So let's get into it. Here is Better Call Saul Season 6 Episode 7 Theories and Predictions Explained. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. The opening part of the preview trailer looked as though it was picking up directly after what happened at the end of Episode 6. Jimmy was in the same outfit that he was wearing. He had the envelope containing the damning images of Casimiro, but this time it looked as though he was wearing surgical gloves. There's a bit of confusion around why the surgical gloves, but later on in the trailer we saw him with the exact gloves on, looking like he was getting some form of liquid from a container. We saw the same container in Episode 5 when they were speaking to Caldera. So it looks as though it's the very thing that could have caused the dilation of Jimmy's pupils. But it looks like it's part of their plan towards Howard. Maybe they're going to put it into something that he drinks, or something that he comes into close contact with. I think it could be tied into the drug trial note that they have on their plan. We know that it's Jimmy that's planting it due to the shirt, hands, and watch that the person was wearing. We then saw Jimmy running out of the building with the photographs in hand, looking like he wanted to make a swift exit. It looks as though Gus is also going to be appearing in the episode next week, which is good, seeing as though we had no inclusion from him at all in Episode 6. Mike said to him how they need to have the home court advantage, which leads me to think that they may have some intel on Lalo's impending return, especially seeing as though Gus was listening to a recording later on. After this, we then had a shot of somebody with binoculars looking out of a window. Based on Episode 6, one would assume that it could potentially be Mike, as we know that he's keeping an eye on his family and used binoculars in the last episode. You can see in the reflection that whoever it is, they're looking at a black car driving off. It could have something to do with Mike, but could also be something to do with either of the PIs that are currently hired at the moment. Mike's PI watching Kim or Howard's PI watching Jimmy. The fact that the next shot was of a tape recorder leads me to believe that it could potentially be a PI, as they could also have some evidence recorded. Maybe Lalo has made contact with Kim, as Mike appeared to be playing it to Gus, but that one could be a little far-fetched. We heard Jimmy utter the lines "Carpe diem, seize the day, don't live with regret," which is something that it very much feels like Jimmy is embodying this season, and will likely continue into the mid-season finale. It looked as though following the revelation of Casimiro having a broken arm at the end of Episode 6, they've got the crew and actor that they hired back again, as we saw when Jimmy went to the college. It also looked like they were going to be filming or shooting something again, but this time more in line with his broken arm appearance. One of the final things that we saw in the short preview was Lalo lying down in a car, which was just as confusing as his whole storyline this season. But I'm intrigued to see how it's going to tie into the mid-season finale. Currently he's in Germany at the time of D-Day, and it looks as though this mid-season finale is going to be set on one day, D-Day itself. So personally, I'm predicting his contribution to be quite minimal, and to not really cross over with anything that's going on in America due to the fact that he's in a completely different location in a completely different time zone. I think a lot of what Howard is doing is almost going against himself. Understandably, it looked as though he wanted to get to the bottom of what was going on, as he was fully aware that Jimmy was trying to get one over on him. But Cliff is looking more and more concerned as the episodes go on, and he may feel that Howard is becoming a bit of a liability, especially in moments when he's needed. The mid-season finale looks like anything could quite literally go down, with the final shot being a timer going off. D-Day could well be underway and be the storm that I think we as the viewers all want, but Jimmy and Kimmy's sticky note also promises. What do you think is going to happen? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.